Welcome to my YouTube channel, Family Drama Files. Please like, share, subscribe for more emotional videos.
Have you ever been told you were not good enough for the person you loved? That no matter how loyal or kind, you were someone from the past would always matter more. I never imagined the woman I planned to marry would look me in the eyes and tell me. I was an embarrassment to her family. I thought leaving quietly would be the end of the story. I had no idea that just a few hours later, her own father would call me begging for answers. What happened next changed every relationship in that family forever. My name's Adrian. I had been with my fiancé, Ilara, for almost 4 years. We built dreams together. We talked about buying a house in the countryside. We planned weekend trips across England. I believed we were building a future based on trust and respect. There was only one problem. Her parents never accepted me. From the first dinner, they compared me to her former boyfriend. They praised his expensive car. They praised his wealthy family. Every compliment they gave him felt like an insult aimed directly at me. Ilara always told me to ignore it. She promised it would get better after we got married. I believed her because love often convinces us to ignore what should never be ignored. A month before her sister's wedding, I noticed everyone talking about travel plans and hotel reservations. My invitation never arrived. At first, I assumed it had been delayed. Then I finally asked Ilara about it. She stayed silent for several seconds before speaking. My parents think you are a downgrade from my ex. They do not want you there because they do not want anyone to feel uncomfortable. I looked at her, waiting for the words that would save us. Instead, she added, "It is only one day. Please do not make this harder than it needs to be." In that moment, I realized something painful. She was not defending me. She was defending their cruelty. I smiled politely and said, "I understand." She looked relieved. She thought the conversation was over. She had no idea I had already made my decision. The morning of the wedding, she left early wearing a beautiful dress. She kissed my cheek before leaving and thanked me for being understanding. The second her car disappeared, I packed everything I owned. My clothes, my books, the engagement ring, every photograph of us. I left one envelope on the kitchen table. Inside was a short handwritten letter. "You did not choose your parents over me today. You chose disrespect over love. I hope one day you understand the difference." I locked the door and drove away. A few hours later, my phone rang. Her father. His voice sounded confused. "Adrian, where are you?" I told him I had left. There was complete silence. Then he asked why. I reminded him exactly what his daughter had said. He sounded shocked. He insisted he had never told Ilara to keep me away from the wedding. He admitted they liked her ex more in the beginning, but claimed they had accepted me long ago. Someone had lied. When he confronted Ilara during the wedding reception, everything fell apart. She finally confessed the truth. She had never stopped comparing me to her former boyfriend. She believed I was too kind and too predictable. She invented the story about her parents because she wanted to avoid taking responsibility for her own feelings. Her family stood frozen. Her mother cried. Her father apologized to me over the phone again and again. But some apologies arrived too late. By then, I had already signed the lease on a new apartment. Weeks later, I heard the engagement had officially ended. Friends kept asking if I regretted walking away. I always gave the same answer. Respect is the foundation of love. Without respect, there is no future worth fighting for. Months later, I unexpectedly met Ilara at a bookstore. She looked at me with tears in her eyes and quietly said she had made the biggest mistake of her life. I wished her well and walked away without looking back. That day, I realized something powerful. The greatest revenge is not making someone suffer. It is refusing to stay where your worth is questioned. The right people will never ask you to shrink yourself so others can feel comfortable. Because real love never demands your humiliation to protect someone else's comfort. It celebrates your value, stands beside you without hesitation, and never treats your dignity as something to sacrifice.